What's up everybody, Chan the Barber here. I got an at-home tutorial vid for you today, and this is actually my first vid ever on YouTube. I really would love to get in the barber community on YouTube, so have a little grace. This is my first video, but I wanted to do this tutorial video for those that might be stuck at home in this time. Maybe you're wanting to cut a loved one's hair or your own. Maybe this will be helpful to you. This haircut will be just kind of a trim, a cleanup. I will be cutting my friend Zach's hair. He's got really nice curly hair, and he has really good length on top already. So we'll just kind of trim that up and clean up the sides with the clipper. And yeah, so hope you enjoy. Be sure to like and subscribe to my channel as I'm new, and I'll be trying to put out more videos. So let's get into it. To start out, I'm gonna wet the hair. You want all the hairs to be nice and wet, so it's easy for you to work with as you cut, so you can make sure that everything is nice and even. And with his particular hair, his hairstyle, I'm choosing to cut the top first, so it will give me a good idea of how I want to blend the side into it. I'm not wanting to take off too much of the top of his head because I like the length on top, but just kind of trimming it up and making it nice and even. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your comb and your shears, and you're going to pull a section from the top of his head, pull the section of hair, and we're just working down the middle. Pull that hair up and hold it in place with your fingers, and I have three fingers holding it in place, pulling it to the top and cutting about a ½ inch off. And then as you work your way back through the head, you're gonna create different sections, but you want those sections to meet up with your first guideline that you made. So you should be able to see it as you pull the hair back and you pull it up. You'll see where you previously cut, and then you want to meet those sections up with that, and that's to create a nice and even cut. And take your time with it, and you can double check as you go through, and you'll see me doing that. But yeah, I typically will make my way to the back, and it could be around 8 times is usually what I would say is a standard, but you can go through it more than that if need be. And as you go, just if you need to wet the hair more, do that. You want to make sure that no area is drier than the other. You want to be able to work through the whole head of hair nice and easy. After I've done the middle section of the top, I'm going to grab a side section, and you want to grab a little bit of the middle section that you just cut, so you can see where you previously cut and meet the sides up to that section. And I'm cutting at an angle as the head is shaped. You want to cut the hair so it lays nice and blended towards the sides. So I'm going to go around the side of the head with my hands pointed down, and I'm taking sections and cutting upwards nice and straight, so those hairs blend well and they meet up with what we've cut thus far. And you can use your eye, if you see certain sections that are a little bit more bulky or whatever, just take your comb through, make a section, and blend as needed. Don't go too crazy and start cutting in more, because then you're going to ruin the length that you've already cut. I like to double check as well after that, just by creating some sections on the side to see what I had previously cut to make sure it's nice and even. After that, then you're going to take your clipper. I'm starting out with a 3-guard open, with the lever open on the clipper and going up the head. And as I get to the top, you want to pull out. You want to just kind of flick the clipper out so it blends nice and even, or just blends well. And you don't want to cut too deep in at the top to where it's not going to blend well with the top. So just go up the side of the head. With his hair, it's curly, so I'll use the comb every now and then to kind of just hold that in place and be able to get the hairs at the top. But as you see, as I go up to the top, just flick out, and that will be a safeguard for you to not cut too far in. And I'm just gonna go around the head doing the same thing with a 3. And as I go up, just flicking out at the top. Now I'm gonna take the 2-guard open, and I am going to go up to a little bit below where I just cut. And as I get up to that area, I'm gonna flick out. This is going to help you kind of fade it down and blend it well. So just take your time and move the clipper toward the shape of his hair and go up and flick out a little bit under where you just cut with a 3. You're going to do that same thing around the head. As you can see, I'm doing the back now. After you've gone around the head with the 2 open, now you're going to go down to the 1-guard open, and just like before, go a little bit below where you just cut and flick out. You're wanting it to blend well going down. I'm stopping with the 1-guard towards the bottom, just gonna keep that length and taper it off. But yeah, it's pretty simple, and just go around the head, and some of the hairs at the bottom of the back of his neck will be a little scraggly and harder to get. You basically can use the clipper and go in the opposite direction, pushing it down to get some of those areas. But when you get to the 1-guard, you want to be careful. You don't want to push too far into the head where you would nick more hair than you want. Just rest the clipper guard nice on the head and go up and pull out, flick it out. And this will be a nice, security for not doing more than you want. After you've done 3-guard, 2-guard, and 1-guard open, I'm going to go back with those same ones, but now I'm going to close the clipper. So I have the 3-guard closed, and this is going to help me blend the section from the 3 and the 2 that I previously cut. So I've been working my way around that area and just trying to blend those sections together. And then you'll do the same with the 2-guard. You'll close the clipper and go to that section between the 2 and the 1, and this will help you blend that section out. And you'll just do the same thing around the head. Now I'm taking the 1-guard closed, and this will be very bottom. You definitely want to be careful with this. You don't want to accidentally go up too high with that. You want it to stay pretty low and flick out. So after I've done the sides and I'm pleased with how they turned out, I will move on to blending the sides into the clipper work that I just did. So I'm going to go around the crown now and just creating sections, as you can see, comb down and then take a section of hair and cut straight up. You want the top hair that you're holding with your fingers to be the longest, so you're just basically cutting the shape of the head. Just keep creating sections as you see. If you need, just go around the whole top of the head to make it nice and blended. And I like to just comb down, move the hairs around just to get every kind of angle, just to make sure I'm not missing anything. And after I do this, I will go into a technique called scissor over comb. And it's basically where you run the comb opposite way up the side of the head, and you're basically just creating a guard with your comb to be able to kind of get some of the longer hairs that are not blending as well, to snip them. But you just want to kind of move the comb up through the head, up through the hair, to create the angle of like a guard on your clipper. But be very careful and don't push the comb too far in, and just take off the sections of hair at the top that are just kind of coming out too far, and this will help you blend it. And I'm just going to go through, just double check some stuff, create sections, cutting upwards, using my fingers as a guard, until I am pleased with how it's blended. Next, I will just line up, clean up the taper, any scraggly hairs I see around the cut. As you can see how I created the line down his neck. This really helps the cut come together and look nice. And then I'll take my shaver and I will just go back over any scragglies, make sure that's all nice and ball it out. And then I will blow dry through the hair. And finally, I'll put a little product in just to help the hair kind of fit the desired look. I'm using a matte pomade, which is really nice. It's not too much of high shine, just kind of a nice medium texture look. Pull it all together, and that is the final cut. Thank you guys for watching. Be sure to like, subscribe, and I will see you next time.